the rumors are to be believed, then got some bad news for Dehya fans, which is me, because apparently everyone's trying to tell me that my character that I want the most is garbage, trash, and I don't know how to feel about that. Now, take this with a giant grain of salt. Obviously, details not confirmed. How are we supposed to feel about this? You know, Genshin Impact is a very casual game, which I actually have come to enjoy a lot. Not having to have the best of the best, the best of the best of the best of the best is actually sweet. I messed with Tower Fantasy for a while. I did enjoy it at the beginning. That game very quickly was like based around you having literally everything. Like that game is balanced in the worst way imaginable, in my opinion. I think it's terrible balance where like every single new piece of content end game wise that comes out is like, you better have R5, C6, all the stuff. Better get all the matrices. Not the most fun. And anytime anyone's talked about Genshin Impact having endgame, I'm pretty sure that is not what they're talking about. But we don't have that. So we don't need to have busted characters for every character released. So why is everyone calling Dehya awful? And I think it's because it seems to me, from what I've been told, that she just doesn't really work well with a lot of characters in the game. And that's usually like what is the most pivotal to a character being popular or considered good or fun or, you know, just powerful in general. If you can put a character with a lot of other characters and exploit weaknesses in enemies and do super awesome combo reactions, which is the mainstay of Genshin Impact, unless you're playing, you know, like me, a Mono Geo squad, that's what lends precedent to a character being super popular and powerful. Raiden Shogun came out. Unique character, energy recharge scaling, can battery your characters. Electra wasn't doing the greatest, but then we had stuff like the Raiden National Team because she was able to fit in certain team compositions due to the way that the elemental reaction system in Genshin works. And you don't necessarily need to know exactly how it works down to the nitty gritty. Some people do enjoy that. What a 1U means, right? What a 1U for a character applying an element means on the whole elemental gauge system and elemental aura system. That's something that you can dig down into if you want to, but on the surface level, if you just put Raiden Shogun in a team with a Hydro character and maybe like a Pyro character, you can then electrolyze and vaporize and do a bunch of stuff while she's doing her own damage. And it's a very interesting way to have a character and be seen as worthwhile. Now, is Dehya going to be able to do this? Maybe, eventually, we don't know. Dehya, from what I've heard, is a character that really doesn't play well with anyone. She's a Pyro character that really can't vaporize. She can't be used with Xingqiu. She can't be used with Yelan. We all know how fun and good these two characters are and how flexible they are. So we have a Pyro character that can't be used with what's considered by most, if not everyone, to be like their best element to be paired with. Second, to be like Cryo. So you can either melt the Pyro character or reverse melt with the Cryo character. She doesn't really do that. She needs to take the field and do a bunch of like big whirling punches and stuff. I'm not sure, but it sounds like she's like Arataki Ito, where she gets on the field, pops her elemental burst, and it's sort of like a big, strong moment for you, and you don't want to leave the field, and you can't leave the field. But unlike Arataki Ito, she doesn't have this entire supporting cast behind her to help HP scaling, Pyro damage, doing a bunch of crazy stuff. I'm sure there's going to be unique ways to use a character like Dehya in like a mono Pyro team, but I've played mono Pyro before, and a lot of it is Bennett. You're in Bennett's circle, and Xinyan's a way to be used with Bennett as well, as long as you have Constellation 6 Bennett. We've tried it. We've done it. You can do stuff with it, but man, you really have to go the distance to make the character seem special. And if Dehya's like that, I don't really know where to put her. If she can't be used in vaporized teams, she can't be used in melt teams, well then her element as Pyro is kind of irrelevant. What is she really doing? Like, you put her in a mono Pyro team, you bring an Animo character and you swirl and use the Viriditas and Venrose set, you place her with Kazuha or maybe Sucrose or something and try to do big Pyro damage, but then Sucrose is giving you elemental mastery, you don't really care. She just kind of gets on the field like Arataki Ito and smack stuff. Like, if you want to have a character like that, then someone like Ito, or, you know, like we know on this channel, if you've seen us, Noelle, get out there and just do big damage and do big numbers and have a supporting cast behind giving them higher damage. We kind of already have stuff like that in Genshin. A 5-star character that doesn't really give a unique play style, I think is probably why she's being looked down on a lot. It's not that maybe her numbers are awful. It's just that maybe she's just boring. Maybe it's just, I don't want to play Dehya, Bennett, an Animo character, and then something else in the team as well. That doesn't seem to be like a super awesome team to throw together. It seems like something that just kind of exists. And maybe she'll have a whole supporting cast before. We've seen this in Genshin before, right? Speaking of Arataki Ito. Ito came out, and then he came out with Goro. And if you got a heavily invested Goro, you could get C6, bonus crit damage. Goro, if you didn't have C6, would give everyone bonus defense for defense scaling attacks. He'd offer a little bit of healing on the side. He'd offer a little geo damage bonus as well. Raiden Shogun as well as Kujo Sara. Kujo Sara would come in, give an attack bonus. If you got the Constellation, she'd give crit damage bonus to Electro characters. And there were sort of these like big batteries of strength, big steroids, if you will, for certain team compositions and builds. But I don't know if we're going to see that for Pyro, because Pyro kind of already has one. Bennett's been in the game for a long time. Fantastic Voyage is still one of the best attack boosts you can do. So you get an attack boost from Bennett, you get wait, no, if she's HP scaling, does it even really matter? Like, is that the unique team here? Bennett and then like Kazuha and Dehya? Like, you can do that with a lot of other characters. Well, how many other teams have Bennett and Kazuha in them? Or Bennett and Sucrose in them? Or Bennett and something else in them? I could make a Bennett, Kazuha, Shinyan team, mono Pyro right now. I don't need to go pull for a new 5-star character, and maybe even a new 5-star character's weapon if she's HP scaling, with a weapon that also has HP scaling. We've seen the likes of that on someone like Hu Tao already. Double HP scaling. She's got HP scaling in her kit with Guide to the Afterlife. You get another weapon with HP scaling on it. Now you're really getting paid off for having all this HP on your gear. The difference, though, is that Hu Tao's got a unique playstyle, and you can pair her with a lot of different characters. There's been the Hu Tao Raida National team. There's been the Hu Tao Xingqiu team. There's the Hu Tao Layla with a little bit of freezes on the side for some nice melt action. Double Hydro team. There's been the Hu Tao Double Geo team, right? There's a Hu Tao Ayaka team. There's a Hu Tao Ganyu team with some Hydro characters in there as well. Hu Tao Zhongli Albedo. You name it, there's been a Hu Tao team that's been flexible. Dehya so far just seems like a character that doesn't mesh well with basically every character in Genshin Impact, if that's to be true. I'm not saying it is, and I'm not calling her bad. I want her really bad, but man, I want her to have fun. If we're here to have fun in Genshin, make the characters fun. And if she's not fun, I don't know if she's going to receive super well, and it seems like she might not be. And that's kind of a bad thing. I've come to really, really like the casual nature-ish of Genshin. And there are a couple problems with the casual nature of Genshin and coming back to Genshin because, and I've kind of experienced that firsthand because in 2022, I was pretty much away from the game, away from YouTube. I didn't really get to play Genshin that much. And trying to catch up, that could be an entire video on its own because I feel like I'm playing Metal Gear Solid, the Twin Snakes Kojima edition, with like 98 hours of cutscenes that I can't skip. I just want to play the game and try to catch up, and I feel like I'm just being walled off. Maybe that deserves its own video, because we're going into another tangent here about the casual nature of Genshin. But if that casual nature of Genshin's there in the gameplay and the characters, then we want to be able to have characters that we can use together. The flexible characters are always the most fun. You get the most amount of value out of your Primo Gems with characters that you can use in different team compositions. And if that's what Dehya's not going to be, then we might be having a Dehya problem in the Genshin Impact community. I'm really looking forward to her, and there's some cool ideas floating around Because like we've said, we've tried Xinyan before, and honestly, one of the coolest Xinyan weapons that you can use, even though she's not really a defense scaler. I know she's got a constellation that gives her some additional attack equal to her defense, but it's not really affecting your build. You don't really build for defense percent at all. But the weapon itself, the Redhorn Stone Thresher, is just so powerful. It's got crit damage on it, and it gives you additional flat damage, which can also be affected by crit chance, crit damage, as well as damage percent bonuses. So you can use this in that mono Pyro team with someone like Kazuha, get that damage percent bonus up. The bonus damage that's flat from the Redhorn Stone Thresher is going to be the same type that your normal attack or charge attack is. So if you're Pyro infused, this is Pyro damage, that's normal / charge attack damage. So any of those bonuses will also stack on top of that bonus. And you can get some really nice numbers even if you don't build for defense at all. And that might be something that you can do with Dehya, but that might be just for me because this thing's R5, right? That might not be for every player. If a character comes out that demands you to have her 5-star weapon and maybe even get some constellations just so she's fun to play, not even good, but just fun to play, like I said, that might be a Dehya problem.